Good morning. It's Harvey Jackson from Exceed Grain Marketing. So I'm going to just go through what Beryl provided for rainfall across the U.S. Actually, it even reached into Canada and provided a little bit of rain there. Manitoba crop update as well. Uh, Starting off with just growing area where corn and soybeans are grown. So you can see that there's a fair bit in this area here, but it's actually more impactful uh, on soybeans, as you can see that it follows the river system on the way down. We call it the delta kind of a region there. So if we look back to May 28th drought monitor, there was no drought to speak of except for a little spot over here, some in Kansas. And we fast forward to the last drought monitor, we're seeing that red spot turning into just yellow, but then we see a build of drought in the east. Um, you can see that this is the current map as it's running. It's providing rainfall into those key areas. This is a 72-hour precipitation, and you can see that it's provided a fair bit of rain into that delta region. If we go back at those previous slides, you would see that that actually was key area that needed to be provided for rainfall. Now, the 7-day accumulated precipitation, lots of blue, getting into the 50, 60, 65 millimeters plus kind of range. What does that look like as percent normal from May to July 7th? Um, 150, or I'm going to say just about everywhere is 100% or better. Um, the exception is up in Swan River area. Moisture condition, exception again a little bit in the Swan River area where there's some dryness, but it's pretty green and dark green, except for some weather stations that that they say it's optimal, but I think that's just a smoothing out of the map that's not done. Growing degree days in Manitoba has improved, and it looks like it will probably continue to improve with the warmer weather that we've gotten. But we're in that 640 cumulative growing degree days, and what does that look like as far as percent of normal? And it's still behind, but I expect that we will get into this 95 to 100% next week's report. Uh, the Canadian Drought Monitor was released as well this week or late last week, and there's an improvement there too. And this is to be, just give you a bit of a visual of something similar to what the U.S. does on their drought canola. Here, just go through what the markets are doing. Canola is slightly up, with soybean oil basically flat. Rapeseed down just a little wee bit, palm down a little wee bit, crude oil flat, and soybeans basically flat. Wheats are down a few pennies as well. Canadian dollar slightly down. So we'll just go through this quickly, but you can see that we've had a couple bad legs on the market. We've can't seem to get through that 660 level. Obviously, that's a fairly hard retracement value to actually beat through the 38.2. And now we're down looking at the 78.6. If we can't hold that, we're going back down to 100% retracement. But you can see here, this is actually a buy. If we were to use a slow stochastics as a rationale, you'd be buying right here as we break below the 80% of the stochastic level. And you can see that here just in using bar chart to give us some visual signals. But it's actually a 48% sell based on all of these technicals that are coming into the market. And you can see the next kind of support is at 624. The next support is 616, and then third support would be way down at the bottom. So I thought I would also just show you the percentage move in the last 3-4 days is down close to 3%. And rapeseed, it's held up a little bit, but it's still basically trading down to the 78.6. Should move that up and see if that's actually going to hold that as well. But rapeseed has held up pretty good. And here's how rapeseed is tracked for the last 4 or 5 days, and it's down 3.5%. Soybean oil looks almost identical to canola. It did get a little bit higher on the percent move, but it's also pushing down pretty hard here as well. And that would be a sell signal here on the slow stochastics as well. Down 3.9 on the nearby. And here's them all together. They're all pretty well mashed in all together. So it's soybean oil is the black, your uh, Euro or European rapeseed is the purple, and the orange is canola. And here it is, basically when it went up and went down. So far the soybean oil is actually held up since the market actually has taken the run up, and canola and rapeseed has been trading side by side. Here's wheat. Not much to say other than there's only one indicator I put on here is a 10-day moving average. This is not a buy or sell or anything on here, but we're basically at the bottom of the channel for red spring. And then you've got your other milling class in North America, the hard red winter, and it is still tracking down here. So there's a good chance. It seems like the overhead resistance is actually the 78.6 to get through. That'd be around the $6 mark. Here's your milling class in Europe, the French Matif. It's actually down a little bit, but it's trading right around that 10-day moving average as well. Uh, just showing you what corn's done. It's broken below the trading range that it's had been in, and continues to look a little heavy. And I think that's a result of some of those rainfalls as well, going across, alleviating some of the drought and improved growing conditions that we saw this uh, last Monday. And the same thing here with the wheat, uh, the, the soft white wheat. It's actually held up a little bit better than the corn. And let's not forget about the July 12th. So a couple of days from now, we're going to get the U.S. crop production. So we'll see updated numbers from there, and we'll chat with you later.